This is NDTV, and you're watching NDTV 24/7.
No prize for guessing why we are here today. Everyone's holding this book almost as if it's a trophy, almost as if you won the World Cup. Huh? So tell me, Sachin Tendulkar, were you expecting this level of craziness? I mean, you know, when I just entered this place, it's filled with a sea of people. Were you expecting this?
Yes, I was expecting it. I found out quite late yesterday afternoon, and word got around pretty quickly, so I'm not surprised at all, to be honest.
Okay. And tell me, what is that one thing that really inspires you about Sachin Tendulkar? One thing about him.
I think we talk about his cricketing greatness, but one thing that really sets him above the rest is his humility. I will always remember his humility. In spite of where he's reached today, he's managed to keep a cool head and treat everything with respect. And I think where he is today, you can't do better than that.
Okay. Are you slightly disappointed that he's retired now?
Life has to go on. I mean, look, there was a tear to my eye when he did retire. I remember that time at the Wankhede Stadium. It was emotional, but I think we all knew in our hearts that 200 test matches he would retire.
Tell me, sir, why have you decided to come here? Are you bunking work or something? Why are you here?
Kind of bunking my work. It's a Sachin wave in London. You expect every Indian to be here. Yeah.
So how are your bosses responding to it?
Bosses, they're not aware I'm here actually.
They're not watching NDTV, no?
Yeah. But when I go back, I'll tell them, and they know why I went out to see great Sachin. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me, sir, for you, here you are with Sachin's youngest fan. Tell me, why did you decide to come here?
He is a legend, so it's a lifetime, it's an achievement for me to see Sachin. That's it.
Okay. What about you, ma'am? Are you also a Sachin fan? And what to you is that one quality of Sachin that you feel is just, I mean, we just spoke about humility. Something else that you think is a real, Sachin trademark quality?
He's very kind person, and he's very truthful, and he's playing with his heart. And it's for world and country, India country.
Okay,
not for him.
Not for him, but playing from his heart and playing for the country. Tell me, in terms of, we've all seen Sachin on the field, doing some amazing things that no one else, I mean, we shouldn't say that, but of course, no one else can ever do. Tell me, one Sachin moment, any match that you remember, any day that you remember when Sachin was just at his finest. I'll start with you.
Pick from 100 centuries, I'm be splitting hairs, but if there was one thing I remember as a school child, was that knock in Sharjah in '98, the Desert Storm match I call it. It was the game before the finals, and it was absolutely blistering.
I'm having goosebumps as you're
talking about as well. Absolutely blistering the match, and I think that was the one innings that stood out. And the next day, 2 days later, on his birthday, in the final, he made another 100. Absolutely. So those are the ones. And in his Test match, I'd say the 103 against England in the second innings at Chennai, when the country was on his knees after the 2008 terrorist attack.
What about you, sir? One memory of Sachin that you can just not forget. It could be off the field, on the field, anything.
His first tour to Pakistan, where he was playing Abdul Qadir. It was an exhibition match where he hit Abdul Qadir 4 sixes and 2 fours. And I think that was his career. Abdul Qadir was over. He was a best spin bowler, but I think Sachin took him for a ride. That was
a memorable one. One, huh? Okay, what about you, sir? One memory of Sachin Tendulkar, both again off the field, on the field. Anything that comes to mind that you feel is a real?
I remember the first 100 and the 100. That's what I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
And it was an excitement for me.
Okay.
It was really fun.
Okay. And what about you, ma'am? One Sachin Tendulkar memory or one?
First time Sachin.
Yes, so when I met first time Sachin.
You met him before?
Yes.
Okay. So this is routine for you.
Yeah.
Not routine, but it's very excitement.
Yeah.
Because it's not possible.
What did he say to you?
It's not possible to meet Sachin in India, but here is possible, and with some reason, like he's going to sign his book.
So when he met you, what did you say to him? What's that? She just said she's great.
Excited.
Yeah.
And what did he say back to you?
I don't have words for him.
You can barely remember. It's all a blur.
Person, I would say.
Each and every memory is
we are one of the luckiest person because you can see the crowd.
Yeah.
It's getting more and more.
Absolutely.
So I think we are the luckiest one.
Super.
So proud to have.
And maybe in a few years we'll speak to you as well about this memory. I don't know if you'll remember it, but there you go.
Yeah,
Okay, and before we wrap, we play this little game on Out of England, this segment. I want to ask you that in one word, if you were to describe Sachin Tendulkar in one word, the rule of the game is you're not allowed to repeat any one word that's been said before. What would that be? One word.
Greatest cricketer born.
Inspirational.
Bharat Ratna.
Very kind.
Okay. Look at the number of people who have come here. This line is never ending, but of course very fast moving because Sachin Tendulkar is at one end signing his book. And just look at this. Are all of you safe to say y'all are die-hard Sachin fans?
Yes.
Die-hard Sachin fans. Okay. Tell me, why are you here? I mean, in terms of the book, what's that one section that you're really looking forward to reading?
One section is about his personal life, which is outside of cricket. We've always seen everything on TV, but what he does after cricket is something which we want to know and learn more as well. So that's one big reason why I want to read it.
Okay, and that photograph in the book, I don't know if you've already seen the photographs,
Yes.
With his wife, Anjali, and he
Yes.
calls it the best partnership of his life.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think the most humble part about him was when he gave his first book to his mother in the hospital when she was there as well. That was fantastic. His humbleness and his respect to everybody who's been part of his life all through his journey. I mean, he doesn't forget people at all, which is the important bit.
Okay, and tell me, sir, what's that one section apart from personal life you're looking forward to reading?
I think I already had a chance to hear on NDTV a few days back about those 4 incidences which were recorded, especially the cycling and what happened after that. I think those are the kind of experiences that we'd like to hear, and some of the dressing room conversations are coming out.
Dressing room chit chat.
So, absolutely. Looking forward to it, and everything for Sachin.
Okay. Yes, continue to stay here. Tell us, ma'am, are you bunking work to come here?
Not really. I'm in between jobs, so it's a very good opportunity.
So lucky you.
Yes, I'm very lucky today. Yeah.
And you nodded when we said, "Are you bunking work?" Are you
I
bunking?
have taken a leave from work to come here.
Your boss knows you're here.
Yes, he knows that I'm a die-hard Sachin fan because I've been his fan for the last.
What was that?
If he watches NDTV, we're
Exactly.
stuck.
I hope he shouldn't watch NDTV. Yeah? Anyway, tell me, what's that one section you're really looking forward to?
I'll be looking forward to read about his time as the Indian captain and how it went because it was not very good, and I think he has put forward how his feelings were at that time. And he's always been so composed in the field and so polite and humble. So I want to really read more about him.
Tell me a bit about this. I mean, that's one of those chapters that people will read with a lot of interest. His time as India's captain. Tell me, of all the chapters, is that going to generate a lot of curiosity?
It will, because I mean it was pressing times. He was being tested in terms of whether he can play well as well as he plays, and as a captain as well. So it is certainly what he was thinking at that point in time. How did he come back?
Okay. And all of us have our own Sachin moments, right? I mean, the one memory of Sachin that you can just not forget. For me, it was the first match I ever saw. Exactly. Tell us, I mean, what's that one abiding memory of Sachin Tendulkar that you can never forget?
I think for me it was the 200, and to achieve a feat like that, I don't know, I mean, it was hats off. We all played cricket since we were born on the streets in Mumbai, but to achieve something like that, I think it's incredible.
I think one was the match which he played in India-Pakistan was in Bangalore, 6th of March, that was the most, because that's my hometown and that's where I saw him first.
Okay.
And he played excellent over there. So.
I mean, all the moments in cricket makes the moments for Sachin, but my moment was when I met him first time in Lord's cricket ground.
So you're a veteran now. You're meeting him every now and again.
I'm very lucky I met him when he entered today, so I just like out of the world now.
Very good. What about you, ma'am? One abiding memory.
It was for the first time when I went to Eden Gardens to watch him play. So it was long back, like 17 years back, and he scored a century. So it was some match versus Kenya, but he scored a century.
Okay, just before we wrap up, I know your cue is going forward, but we'll adjust that. Tell us, in one word, if you want to sum up Sachin Tendulkar, what's that one word that you'll use? I'll start with you, sir.
God.
Humble.
God.
For me, it's humble.
What was the experience like when you went up to him and he signed the book for you?
It's just amazing. I can't describe it. It's one of the dream come true. I managed to, I'm still shaking. It's like first time I met him in person. I've been to Lords, to following through. But this is the first time I can see him in front of me. So one of the best experiences in my life. I'm going to cheer for a long time.
What about you, sir? How long have you been queuing here?
Well, I've been queuing.
How many hours have you been here?
Since 10 in the morning, to be honest.
About 2 or 3 hours.
About 2-3 hours. Although I must admit that I left in between, only to come back and realize that I've lost my standing in the queue. But then I was fortunate enough, few of our friends were already queuing up.
So I joined what the experience was like, meeting the god of
cricket. My heart is still pounding, to be honest. I'm still shaking with the experience. It has been an overwhelming experience, I must say. Perhaps, one thing which I might not be able to do again, unless he writes another book.
Okay, tell me, and what about you, sir? Did you show us your signature? Show us the signature. Show it to camera.
I came down here about 9 o'clock, so we took the token and then we have been waiting here since then. Actually, yes. So
all of you don't have work today?
Well, we skipped.
You skipped your job?
Yes.
Your boss is not watching NDTV, no?
Oh, hopefully now. But then I've told the truth. All the banks
are going to report big issues today, so you can be
well, work is...
You go temple and you see the God. God has come here to meet us. There's no work today.
Okay, tell me. Okay, tell me one.
Work is nothing in front of God of cricket.
What's that?
Work is nothing in front of God of cricket.
Nothing in front of God of cricket. Tell me one part of the book that you're really eager to read. Okay, I'm going to ask you, ma'am. Come here, look into the camera. Tell me one part of the book that you're really enthusiastic to read.
The Anjali part.
Okay. Yeah, why is that?
No, I really want to know when and how he met to Anjali. And when I come here, I just started that part reading. And I really feel very happy that how they made it with each other.
What about you, sir? One part of the book that you're really looking forward to reading?
Shane Warne. I want to see what he says about Shane Warne, actually. Because Shane Warne, actually, you think he got punished many times by Sachin. I want to see what he says about it.
Okay. What about you, sir? One part of the book.
I haven't seen him playing in Pakistan initial 89. Yeah. I want to see how was his experience, what he felt when he first time faced some of the super fast bowlers of Pakistan. I want to read about that. That's the most important thing because I haven't seen that live.
Yeah, you can still hear the chanting. You can still hear the craziness in this place. I mean, people have just come out and are. Yeah, sure. One part of the book that you're looking for.
I have already finished 3 chapters. I came to. I was standing like from 8:15. Okay, I have already completed 3 chapters, including the World Cup and the first tour to Pakistan. I'll tell a very interesting story. My manager, he's a British guy. I told him yesterday that I want to even leave, or else I can go out and come back in 4 hours. He said, Shakti, tomorrow is going to be a religious holiday for you, and I cannot stop any religious holiday.
Lovely. My manager is a British guy, he's an English guy. He's the one who told me about the event, and he said to me, you can't miss it, you have to go there. You can't miss it. He says something.
Okay. Now, just before we wrap, I want to ask all of you, in one quick word, if you were to describe Sachin Tendulkar to me in one word, what would that word be? I'll start with you.
God.
It has to be the God.
Master Blaster
God. Master Blaster God.
God. Nothing but a God.
There's been a lot of talk and lots of reports about you going on a hunger strike, on a fast, about to raise awareness about this issue. Take us back to how did you get associated with this project, and tell us how it's progressing.
First of all, I'm not going on a hunger strike. I may go on a 24-hour fast, but I have to take medical advice on that, and I'll announce if I'm going on a 24-hour fast. And that's just to raise awareness of the Gandhi statue project. And I think even my announcing that I was going to do it has already made it a news item, so I hope that the word will spread. I have been asked to set up a charity to collect money for the Gandhi statue, because all the statues in Parliament Square are paid for by public subscription. And so it's my job to raise the public subscription by appealing to people around the world to give money for the Gandhi statue. And I think we are doing a good job, okay. And I'm very pleased about it.
Okay. And Lady Desai, tell me, how has this project been progressing, and are you excited about this whole prospect of the statue of Mahatma Gandhi coming up at Parliament Square?
I can't think of anyone who wouldn't be excited about it, because I think it's such a wonderful opportunity, not just for Indians all over the world, but for everyone in the world, because Gandhi has given such noble ideals of satyagraha, non-violence, and so many other things which we talk about all the time. So I think for us, this is a unique opportunity. It might also be the last statue to be put in Parliament Square, because there may not be any room anymore after this. So I think Indians and people who are admirers of Gandhi have a wonderful opportunity to come together to support this statue, and we appeal to everyone all over the world to do this.
Okay. Mr. Jackson, I remember from our conversation a few months ago when I asked you that, what will it look like in the end? And you said, your mind is like an empty slate because you had not decided at the time. How did you decide on the design that you have now decided on?
It's very much like researching a book. You have to look at all the available material. So I collected together as much photographic material as I could do. Lord Desai was extremely helpful in providing books that I couldn't get access to. The High Commissioner was also very helpful in providing images. What came about was really that there were a series of photographs taken in 1931 when Gandhi came to this country and visited Ramsay MacDonald at 10 Downing Street. And those photographs that were taken of him outside 10 Downing Street became the sort of hub around which all the other photographs sort of revolved in a way. And so I thought that that was very appropriate, because he was wearing clothes that were suitable for the climate in this country. He was visiting the Prime Minister, so that sort of image seemed to be very appropriate for Parliament Square. So that's really how it came about.
So you're making sure that even in stone, Mahatma Gandhi doesn't feel cold in Parliament Square.
Well, in bronze.
In bronze,
yes.
in bronze.
Yes.
There's been a lot of criticism as well in some sections of the press about this project, mainly because lots of people are saying that the government here is doing all of this. Firstly, it's a bit too late. After so many years, the government kind of woke up to the fact that maybe Mahatma Gandhi should be at Parliament Square. And the second criticism has been that the government here wants to curry favour with India by doing these kind of token gestures so that big defence deals and other business deals can go through. How do you respond to that?
I'm not the government.
No, but what is your what is your?
Well, my view is that better late than never. Okay. And after all, I've often walked through Parliament Square and I often wondered why Gandhi statue was not there. Now there's a Gandhi statue there. Let us admire and appreciate what there is. What there could have been, what that may have been, is infinitely large. This has happened. Now, it may be that having a Gandhi statue would help defense deals. But there have been defense deals before the Gandhi statue, there have been defense deals after Gandhi statue, there are defense deals with other countries whose statues are not in Parliament Square. So, let us not pick a sort of narrow view about this.
Sure.
This is a great gesture, and this is something for the whole world.
Okay. And there's also been talk that Prime Minister Modi will be invited to inaugurate and for the day when this is commissioned. Is that true? Can you confirm that for it?
As they say in here, that's beyond my pay grade. ये मेरे औकात की बात नहीं, ये किसी और की बात है.
Well, we hope it has a beautiful unveiling. That's all we can hope for, and we are praying that it all goes well.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. And do we have a date in mind? Is there a...
From our perspective, the earlier the better. It's already been far too long. We've all been waiting for this day to come. This idea was mooted sometime, 10 years ago. Everybody comes up with the story 12 years ago, 20 years ago. Now it's finally happening. So I think from our perspective, Philip is going to have the statue ready, by hopefully by the middle of January, and we'll be ready to unveil it anytime after that. So, and the funds will be in, so we are all okay.
Okay.
If I could say something about the timing on this. In fact, I did a sculpture of Constantine the Great for York Minster. That's about 2,000 years after he made Christianity the state religion.
Yeah.
So 66 years is actually quite quick.
Okay. Lovely.
I saw the Lloyd George Lloyd George statue is a 21st century statue, and he died before Gandhi died. You know, so I mean, in a sense, and he was the British Prime Minister during the First World War. So you know, it's not as if this is just a particularly kind of thing about India. These things take time.
Of course, of course. And
there is always this tradition with public sculpture that it is done sometime after the person has died, and history has a chance to look at it in what they've done in perspective.
Okay, and Mr. Yadav, do you want to add to that? Because I mean, there's the other view on this is that apart from the whole discussion about 66 years, it's also about what he means to a lot of people globally and also a lot of people in the Indian community here.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to say that Gandhi ji is not belonging to any particular part of the world. He is a hero of this planet. He came. He walked this earth, and I would say it was one of the most unique moments in political history that he gave this special weapon to the oppressed, that you can protest without causing harm to anybody. It's a non-violent, non-cooperation satyagraha. I mean, his teachings are endless, and that's an inspiration for the youth in the right way. And the other thing is that let's forget about any controversy that we are talking about. The best part is one of the most finest democracies in the world, which is this country, and one of
you can't tell a journalist to forget about controversy.
I mean, the thing is that this is one of the finest democracies, and India is one of the most vibrant democracies, and why don't they join in the world and celebrate? And this is the most prime location in the world where we can advertise Gandhiji's followings and teachings. So that's the main as a donor and as people who are coming together doing every part. Like I've known people, accountants, people
from kind of all walks of life are coming forward. Okay. Is it that Mahatma Gandhi's sculpture sits a bit uncomfortably close to Prime Minister Winston Churchill's statue because both we know didn't get on very well, and here they are both in in bronze, sitting almost I think a few feet away from each other.
Gandhi didn't get along with Smuts either. I mean, there's no problem there. No, I think that's a good thing that people who did not get along in their lifetime are together in immortality. And so, as Philip was saying, a conversation at night time between Lincoln and Churchill and Mandela and Smuts and Gandhi would be great. I'd love to be at that conversation. So let's see. Isn't it lovely that only in London, in Parliament Square, can such a reconciliation happen?